Thanks for joining me. What I'd like to teach you today is how to understand your market and exactly what it takes for somebody to apply for a trial to your fitness facility and the processes that they go through and how you can actually help them move that process on faster and get into a fitness program so they can start enjoying the health and fitness benefits of attending your facilities. So the first thing is the stages of change model. So what we want to do is understand exactly how this model works. First step is the pre-contemplation model. Step. So with pre-contemplation, in the stages of change model, this is the first step, which is actually denial. So these people probably don't really think that they need a health and fitness program at the moment. They may be people that are eating high sugar, high carbohydrate, high fat foods, that don't want to exercise and don't want to make a change in their lifestyle at this point. Now, whether they need to or not is one thing, but whether they want to or not is another. So these guys aren't ready. The next step is contemplation. So in contemplation, they're the should people. So they've moved down a step closer towards making a change. And in contemplation, these are your should people. So if you've got different marketing components out there, such as lead boxes, probably referrals when the actual member of your facility recommends somebody, sometimes web inquiries, but more so these are more your fates and any type of marketing where you put yourself in somebody else's environment. It could be a stall at a school or anything like that, and you're getting the should people come down. Now, a big thing about contemplation is that's also trials. So if you're ever doing a trial offer like 2-class pass, or it might be a 7-day pass, it could be a web promotion on a 7-day pass, or an hour deal, or a Groupon, or anything like that, you're going to get people in contemplation. Then what we do is have a stage called preparation. Now, preparation are the people that have come down one more step, and they are more prepared to be able to make this change in their lifestyle. So they are your walk-in inquiries, your phone inquiries, your web inquiries, something where they've had to make a little bit of effort to put their hand up and say, yes, you know what, I am interested and I'm ready to be speaking with you about how you can help me achieve my results. Now, action is the stage of when they're actually signing up with you as a personal trainer, in the memberships or anything like that. They're in action. So when a client's actually signing the paperwork and ready to start, they're in action. Then if they've been exercising for 6 months or longer, they're in maintenance. And that means that, you know, they don't need to be going through the stages of change anymore. They've kind of done it, they've added it to their lifestyle, and the stages of change is now finished. They've changed, they're in an exercising habit, and they're terminating this stages of change. So that's the stages of change model. Now, how we get them to convert from a trial. So now you know why trials are sometimes harder to start on a day than a walk-in, because they're one step back in stages of change. So you can actually get them started on the day, as I have. Most people I meet in a trial, I'll get started on the day because I know how important it is to them. At the end of the day, they do have their goals and they do want to get into action. It's just that you might need to get them to think about a few things to help them move forward along down the stages of change. So how you do it is through these 4 steps. Excuse me. So the first one is asking specific questions. I find a lot of the time if you're not happy with the answers that you're given from people, it's because you're not asking the right questions. So we need to be very specific about what we're asking. So what is exactly this person here for? What exactly do they want to trial their pass or trial your facilities for? To see if they like your spin class or to see if they like their treadmills. It's not a reason why they want to try the trial. It's what is going on with them. What is their number one health and fitness priority at this moment? What is the most important thing to them? And that'll come out. And if it's fitness or health or toning or weight loss, what we need to do is go to stage 2, is then define it. And we need a goal that has accountability, because just wanting to lose weight or just toning up or be healthier or fitter isn't definable, nor can we actually measure its effectability, or we can't hold them accountable to it either. So I always think, could I write a program with these goals that this person's telling me? If the answer is no, you need to dive a little bit deeper and you need to work on those goals a little bit more in depth to be able to help that person understand exactly why they're doing this. And then we find by locking in some accountability, it actually gets them to commit more to this goal. So what we're doing is really essentially turning a dream into reality by setting some accountabilities along the way, goal setting. So number 3 would be having a specific date. Now, a lot of people will say that I want to get fit in 3 months, and that's why they take the trial pass and they'll never become a member. Because at the end of the day, trialing your treadmills when they don't know how to use it is not a way to get somebody started. It's going to be a way to intimidate them. So the trial is about making people feel comfortable to approach you, and it's like an invitation to come and say hi. Then once you're face to face with them, you need to get their exact specific needs out. So exactly what do they want to achieve, and then by when do they want to achieve it by. If you get 3 or 6 months, then they're actually not committing. The moment you get a deadline, and you've got to ask for it, and I've done this with fitness professionals, and it's hard for them even to lock in a deadline, because it makes you think, wow, I've got to commit to this, and you're kind of putting it out there. It's kind of very, it's a process that you go through that is quite intimidating, because you're then setting goals that are realistic, and you've also aired them to somebody else, so they've got to be real now. So I would say, Mary, you want to lose weight, 2 or 3 areas on your body you're not happy with is your stomach and your arms. What's going on with those areas? I'm really unhappy with them because they're flabby. And how does that make you feel? I feel a bit old, you know. I'm turning 43 next year, and I don't want to be feeling like I'm 10 years older than what I am. And now you've got specific emotion. And then we say, okay, Mary, so you said next year, you know, you're turning 43. So have you got a specific deadline that you want to achieve these goals by? You want to lose the weight by and all this sort of thing? So she would say, you know, probably, yeah, sometime early next year. I'd say, well, give me a specific date. And you need to sit there and let them work through the process. Don't give them any pointers about what type of date to lock in. It's got to be from them, because the moment they lock it in, it's actually locking in the commitment. The money and the memberships don't lock in the commitment in this process. It's the date. It's actually the specific what and the date. The moment you get a deadline, the person's just fully committed to doing it. So asking them which membership suits them best is not a commitment. It's actually, that's just a formality of picking which membership, and it makes the sales process so much easier for the consumer. They feel much more comfortable in it. You're selling on specific goals. They're motivating. They're not actually just motivating themselves. They're finding deep down willpower to actually go ahead and do it. And then the last thing is, then you are able to trial flip, and because you're providing the right solution. So if Mary says she wants to lose 15 kilos, the 2 worst areas of the stomach and her arms, she feels old and they're flabby, and she wants to lose it by the 2nd of February next year because it's her 43rd birthday. Now we have specific goals, and we are now able to ask her to flip her 7-day pass and provide her with a real solution, which is a membership offer. Because if I gave her a 7-day pass right now, it's going to seem so ingenuine. It's going to seem like I didn't even listen to her, because at this point, she's just told me all this detail on her specific goals. And if I give her a 7-day pass, it's going to sound like I don't believe in the product and I'm just, you know, ignoring her feelings. So I would say, look, Mary, obviously the right solutions to trade in your 7-day pass. Now I'll give you 14 days free with the membership, and you might either add some personal training into the joining fee, or you might waiver it a little bit when she does the trial flip. But you can't go to the trial flip without going through this process, because it's about stepping someone from contemplation into action by asking specific questions, getting those feelings that they've been suppressing for a long time that's in the bottom of their basement out, getting them to realise exactly what they want to achieve. Because most people that meet you will think, oh, I just feel like, yeah, I'll do a little bit of the treadmill, or I'll do a little bit of weights and I'll feel better. They haven't actually addressed specifically what's wrong and why they're feeling that way. And if they do, what it does is create willpower and allows them to go ahead and achieve these goals. So try and use this process to, well, don't try, let's just get started and do it. Get in there, rip in, and use this process to understand what you're doing with flipping trials and converting them into members on the day, because you've got one opportunity with that person to help them make a change. Tomorrow's a different day, the motivation's gone, so make that moment magic when you meet somebody and they're coming to you with questions about memberships and about fitness, and help them move along the stages of change in that moment.